So I can talk about working with the teachers union, and I would say that I have enough experience with this in my career that there may have been times when I tried a different approach that was less successful. You can spend a lot of time focusing on identifying problems and then trying to solve them, or you can try to build a relationship where you can be honest. You're not always going to agree. But if we can agree that students are the focus and learning is the goal, and that achievement is going to be something that we're going to measure together, but that our role and responsibility as leaders is to ensure that teachers have the conditions that they need to do their very best for teaching and learning. People's interest in curriculum instruction is the cohesive factor. The advice that I might offer would be to look to models of strong labor management collaboration. It is like any other relationship. The communication has to be ongoing. Trust has to be earned. There are times when it starts to become difficult, challenging, and complex, and you have to go back to rebuilding those relationships and keeping the focus on kids and their learning.
I would say the word trust is often used to describe effective relationships or ineffective relationships. I think in this district we looked at trust as a simple equation of competence plus character. And I think if you can co-construct the meaning of the work in a non-threatening way, I think that experience in itself allows individuals to be honest about what they know or don't know about a situation, to describe their previous context to a situation, but also express a willingness to move forward. And as far as character goes, you have to establish up front that there are some norms that we're going to negotiate in the now, and we're going to focus on what's right or wrong, not what's good or bad. Good or bad is too personal. Right and wrong implies that there's a standard that we're reaching towards. And for our district, it's our strategic plan.
And we don't always agree. We have some very interesting conversations. They're animated. We're all comfortable sort of saying what we think, but we walk away from the table ready to come back the next day and do some more of the hard work. So again, I want to give the impression that this is something that just happens. This takes a lot of effort, and there are times when conversations get challenging, and you have to be prepared to give and take.
And I think as supervisors, we represent all employees, all stakeholder groups. So when we come to the table and there's a disagreement, we represent the teachers just as much as we represent the administrators. And our larger context is we represent the district. So we're going to make decisions that are in the best interest of the district, which includes our parents and our students and our other support staff. And taking that approach allows us to kind of be the objective listener in the room.
Greece takes a lot of pride in using shared decision making versus making authoritative decisions. So people's voices are heard, people are respected, and their time is appreciated as we work together to implement a major initiative like the Common Core.
And it isn't easy to establish that kind of community. It really is, it takes a delicate balance and making sure that everyone feels like they equally take part in the process, and then everyone feels as though when the success is to be had, that everyone really had a major ownership in that success. I believe some of the barriers would be really helping everyone see the new evaluation system, APPR, as a method of growth, helping folks see growth in their practice. And so making that shift from this is a process to this is a way to really measure how we are doing as a school community, and then individually, and then how do we continue to grow. That was a major shift for everyone, and it still is a part of our work, but I think there's a major focus or a major shift to that being the right driver, and a focus on the growth mindset.
Administrators are in the classrooms regularly. I mean, I'm in the classrooms every single day, and I know many administrators are in the classrooms more now than maybe they have ever been. So having that feedback and using the assessment checklist that we have in place as far as evidence that we are looking for in a rigorous and Common Core standards aligned classroom, we're able to provide that feedback to our teacher leaders and work alongside our teacher leaders to provide appropriate professional development.
Every major decision that's made really does include all of those voices, from the teacher leader placement as well as any major leadership roles throughout the district. Anytime there's going to be a shift in the roles of some of the individuals, and all of that will be decided using that same kind of committee, having a voice from each union. Parents are involved, as well as district leadership and building leadership.
The more we are functioning as one cohesive unit regarding the needs of our students and the needs of staff, but ultimately, in order to function as one, you have to have regular ongoing communication.
There's ways that you don't create language that stops innovation. It's important to have the language in the agreements for innovative practice. There's specific training that districts can undertake that will bring those tools and strategies to the table that allow them to create contracts that are living documents and that enable and support what teachers need and what school leaders need in order to meet community needs and student needs, and that's what's most critical for us.